chance for Barley Mumba for Norwich City. Coming forward on the left wing, couple of step overs, he carries the ball into the area, plays it across, and there's a chance here for Stiepermann. Oh, he's got it in off the post! Norwich have scored! Marco Stiepermann's long wait for a goal is over. Terrific work from the young sub Barley Mumba, who rolled it into the penalty area. It was teed up for Marco Stiepermann, who slams it in, and Norwich score inside the final 10 minutes again. It's Norwich 1, Swansea 0.
Probably the first time Stiepermann has actually got hold of the ball and been able to get a strike on it properly. But again, great work down the left-hand side from Mumba.
Good move here by Norwich City as Pukki's taken out, but gives it to, the ball is into Emi Buendia, who plays it in and has scored. Emi Buendia, the ball through. Teemu Pukki is still lying down, but Norwich City are a goal up. It all came down the left-hand side, started with Josh Martin, who's got his first start of the season, into Teemu Pukki, who was nailed, and then went through to Stiepermann. The ball ended up with Emi Buendia running through into the box and puts it into the bottom left-hand corner. 17 minutes gone, it's Stoke 0, Norwich 1. Martin, cushioned ball down for Skip, who gets a bit lucky there, and then there's a great ball over the top by Buendia, and Pukki's on his bike for this one, shot by Teemu Pukki, and it's into the back corner. What a goal by Teemu Pukki! There was a ball bouncing over the top for Teemu Pukki to run onto. It looked like he was running far too wide to get a shot in, but a left half volley sweetly struck into the bottom right hand corner. Goalkeeper didn't stand a chance. It's Stoke 0, Norwich 2.
What a finish with his left foot into the far corner. Unbelievable. What a great goal that was.
That is so sweetly struck. Yeah, got to make sure they don't do anything silly though. Although Tetty's done well to get a ball, who's threaded it through to Teemu Pukki. One-on-one with the goalkeeper, goes round him, keeper gets a bit of it. Teemu Pukki puts it into an empty net, and that is 3-0 to Norwich City. Great work in the midfield by Alexander Tetty, who robbed the ball he shouldn't have robbed. Gets it to Josh Martin, threaded it through to Teemu Pukki, who a lot of people thought he was offside. He wasn't. The flag stayed down. He got it past the goalkeeper into an empty net. 57 minutes gone. It's Stoke 0, Norwich 3.
The official Norwich City podcast.
So who better to join us for the very first episode of the All in Yellow podcast? It is none other than the head coach himself, Daniel Farke. Thank you so much for coming and joining us.
Thanks a lot. Good evening.
Would Daniel Farke fit into a Daniel Farke team?
I'm not sure. The rumors was always like I was not so interested in running and pressing against the ball. I thought I did, but my coaches never did. So it's more
harsh.
like
There's always a feeling, I think, among Norwich fans that you just get us. Do you feel like that as well?
yes, when we are successful, then everything's okay. And it's also quite normal that not everyone is overly happy when we lose a game. And to be honest, I never take it personal because it just shows how much everyone cares, and it reminds even the players how much responsibility we have.
Hi, this is Michael McGovern, and you are watching NR1 Live.
Good evening and welcome to NR1 Live, and live from Kenilworth Road. This evening, some beautiful shots there of that traditional old stadium. And here's what else is coming up on NR1 Live tonight, down at Kenilworth Road Live. We've got Adrian Forbes joining us, our virtual guests are Darren Huckerby and David Wright, and we hear from Michael McGovern telling us all about his teammates. And we've got the November Goal of the Month. That's all coming up, Rob, later on. Look, it's been a good period for Norwich at the moment. Yeah. Kenilworth Road tonight, fans are back in the stadium. Is that clearly to Luton's benefit than it is Norwich's? Or will it even Norwich fans just enjoy playing in front of enjoy playing in front of someone again?
Listen, it's 1,000 people going in this stadium or whatever. I think the players will appreciate their support. You know what I mean? Obviously, Luton had a bit of a drubbing at the weekend as well, so they will be looking to buoy their team up and whatever. So it will give them some heart, but I think it will also galvanise Norwich as well, because it gets you into an arena where there's noise.
And it's not a massive stadium either, so that 1,000 there can probably make quite a bit of difference.
Yeah, absolutely. You mean it's a small stadium, it's quite tight to the pitch as well and whatever. But like I say, they've been playing in silence for the last however many months. You know what I mean? So to have some noise and to generate some atmosphere in the ground can only be a good thing. Yeah,
we've got some team news coming up for you. Not too many changes from the weekend against Coventry, but Emi Buendia is back in the starting lineup in place of Mario Vrancic, who drops to the bench. Looking like Stiepermann is going to be playing centre forward again, and Max Aarons has made it fit, Rob. You know, we looked on Saturday and everybody I spoke to was worried that he wasn't going to be fit for the game today.
Yeah, you mean he was getting helped off. You know what I mean, around the pitch, and you think even if it was just like a clash of legs, or you know what I mean, the way it looked as though he couldn't put no weight on the actual leg. So you think this game was coming too quick for him, but to actually have him in the team, I think it's a really big boost. Buendia's coming back, another big boost. You know what I mean? So. Like I say, you're looking at that team, it looks quite strong again.
Was Max Aarons a little bit lucky in the sense that because it was a bad tackle, you look back and I've seen it since, the fact that he was taken off, did that perhaps stop him from being sent off? And they scored the goal as well. Yeah. So if Coventry hadn't scored and he hadn't gone off, do you think he was in danger of being sent off? Yeah,
absolutely. And like I say, because you've not got the VAR reviews here as well, like, you know what I mean? But I think they would have had a look at that because it was a bad tackle. You know what I mean? And like I say, because the fact he was injured, he stayed down. They scored the goal. The referee, it was like, what was it, 2 minutes, 3 minutes before the end of the game. You know what I mean? So let's get it off and whatever. So yeah, he was quite lucky, but the fact he's playing tonight, I think, is a big boost. Yeah,
Kenilworth Road, you've played there a few times. Did you play when it was the plastic pitch? Did you play on that?
Yes.
Did you?
I did, yes.
That was horrendous, wasn't it? Was the only?
It was the first one. It was the first one we played on, and no word of a lie. It was like playing on a car park, whereas now, like, there's grass in there. You can wear like mould studs on the new Astro turf pitches and whatever. Like, but that literally was just flat. It was just like a piece of carpet on concrete.
It was sort of sand based as well, wasn't it? It's more like an Astro turf rather than a 3G pitch, wasn't it?
It was no good for someone of my
size,
agility, size and agility. It didn't do me no favours at all. But yeah, actually it was, because I mean, when I first signed Luton, was one of the first games I played for Norwich.
How did you get on when you played there?
I think we won.
Did you? Well, of course, if you played. Look, it's a traditional old stadium as well, and they wouldn't have the benefit of being in the away changing room tonight, but they've been put somewhere else in the stadium. We can take a look at this. They're, we were at Stoke the other week and they were in the marquee. This week, have a look where they are, Rob.
It's a school.
It's the bar. Look, you see the shutters at the back there. Can you imagine that? Yeah. Back in our day, what would have happened straight at the end of the game if we'd have won?
That shut before the game, not after the game.
The shutter would have been up.
The shutter would have definitely been up to fill Mike Walker's brandy bottle.
Yeah, there's a secret people didn't know about. What did you used to do before a game? Mike Walker.
Yeah, he sort of like encouraged you to have a little swig of the brandy just to give you a warmth in your belly. I mean, it's quite funny, really, because it was in an identical bottle as the oil that you used to put on your legs. You know what I mean? So what they did in there, put a little bit of tuba grip on, so we knew which one the brandy was in and which one the oil was in. But it was like, yeah, Mike was sort of like, yep, go on, take a little swig just before you go out, just to warm your belly up.
That's how things have changed.
Unbelievable. How you get away with that now?
Unbelievable, isn't it? Great stuff. Anyway, it was a brilliant result against Coventry at the weekend. Let's take a look at the highlights.
Martin, who's come in field. His first involvement in the game is a lovely little clip over the top. Steepman's onto it. He's going to get there before the goalkeeper, but he puts it straight at him. Sorensen shrugs off Darbo, gets it back from Skip, lovely play, and then Sorensen back to Skip, who crosses from the left-hand side, chance for Martin, straight at the goalkeeper, Fakata from the rebound, smothered by the goalkeeper, easy jump, and they get it away, gives it back to Aarons on the edge of the area, Aarons slaloms into the box, it's a great run, he shoots, and the goalkeeper parries that one. Sorensen back to Tetty, halfway inside the Coventry half, Tetty puts it into the penalty, Fakata, good run, he's got the goalkeeper who brings him down, that is a penalty. Mario Vrancic from the spot with the left foot, and he puts it into the net. Seemed to go down the middle there, and Wilson dives out of the way a bit. Mario Vrancic covers his mouth almost slightly sheepishly, but the celebrations can start. He's embraced by his teammates, and this patched up Norwich side have the lead from a penalty. Vrancic with his third of the season, and it's Norwich 1, Coventry 0. Level with the penalty area, cut back to O'Hare in the box. It's O'Hare for Coventry, and McGovern makes the save. Will be Hamer, who will try and stand it up. There's the header off the post, and it's been bundled wide. Coventry, a bit of good ball into the channel on the left. The Giles to cross it to the penalty. There's a real chance here. It's been cut out, but BMU's going to put it in. And Coventry City have found an equaliser in the 89th minute. And Coventry have an equaliser. It's Norwich City 1, Coventry City 1.
As we talked about just before that as well, you can see the referee was running towards Max Aarons as well, kind of looking if they were going to score or not, and then bent his run back round once they'd scored.
Yeah, no, what we said earlier, I think the fact is it was the end of the game. It like went for a goal for Coventry as well, so let's crack on.
And a fair result as well, I think, overall. Considering probably, you know, the chances Norwich didn't have much in the second half, Coventry had a few. All the injuries, you'd kind of take it, wouldn't you?
We were saying, wasn't we, half time, let's stay 1-0, because we knew Norwich were never going to score another goal. So it's more frustrating because it came near the end of the game. And the manner that it came, it could have been like snubbed out. And like I say, when Zimmerman came on, went 3 at the back, Max should have said, right, okay, we're playing 5 at the back. For 5 minutes, we just play 5 at the back. And if he's in a right back position, okay, there's 5 at the back, he heads that ball out for a throw in, or he's there ready to deal with it. The fact is he was pushed further up, what Max Aarons does. You know what I mean? There was a space to hit there. You know what I mean? And it could have been avoided. But like I said, I think a draw was a fair result because Coventry started the game quite well and they finished the game quite well as well.
But the run continues, 10 unbeaten now, and we're going to chat to a former Canary and a former Hatter, and Adrian Forbes joins us live from Kenilworth Road. I think he does. He's going to have a little run round there. Can you see us, Forbesy? Are you there, mate?
I am here.
He is there, top man. You're going to give us a little scoot round, see what's going on at the ground at the moment. Can you give us a pan round, show us the ground?
I can pan round a little bit. You'll have to bear with me because obviously I'm doing it from my phone at the moment, obviously because I am live at the ground. But it's obviously a bit more noisier than expected because it's our first game back with fans in. So you've got the music on. You've got obviously both teams out warming up, and it's considering there's only 1,000 fans in here, it's amazing the difference it's made to the atmosphere. So it's going to be tight to listen to you, but I'll try my best.
Mate, well, I will try and speak a little bit. They've certainly socially distanced you there, haven't they? They've put you, where have they put you? Outside the stadium, on the roof?
I'm literally almost up in the roof trying to find the best place where I can actually hear you without the music playing. I can go a little bit further down, but as I say, it's more a case of trying to make sure you can hear me than anything. But as I get closer to the pitch...
Careful, mate. I know what your injury record's like.
I'll just turn you around. As you get closer to the pitch now, you can see the Norwich team warming up this end. And we've managed to get a couple of ends filled for us, really, with how we've managed to space out all the crowds. So, yeah.
What are they doing, Forbes? Because there is only 1,000 fans in there. Are they keeping them all in one stand, or are they splitting them around? Because, obviously, there's costs to all of that that's going to take into account.
Yeah, and what they've done is they've split them off really. When you've got some behind the goal here, as you can hopefully see, we've got some in the executive boxes on the other side of the pitch, some behind the far goal, and then a couple of hundred up in one of the top tiers. So what we've tried to do is try to fill the ground as best we can, and try and get atmosphere in every single corner of the ground. But obviously, with only 1,000 in there, it's been difficult to manage. But it's a great start for us, getting 1,000 fans in, and hopefully we can get through today, pass this test, and then the next home game in a couple of weeks, we'll hopefully be able to get a few more 1,000 fans in.
Yeah, and Forbes, good news for you this week as well in terms of the progression for the football club. The new training ground complex is going to be built. That's something for you is vitally important, isn't it? And I'd imagine probably why you were brought into the football club from your experience at Norwich, the facilities that they've got there to be able to show actually, what influence can you have? What can you add to their plans in the future for the youth?
Yeah, 100%. And that was one of the things that was mentioned when I was offered the role in that, coming from a Category 1 academy, coming to Luton Town, which is a Cat 3 academy. What can I bring to the table to help us develop, help us improve, and help take us to the next level, in line with bits like the new ground that's going to be built, and obviously the new training ground as well that we're going to have. So it's all a matter of time. Things are progressing, things are building, and it's the case at the moment that as a club we've progressed so quickly on the pitch. We now have to try and catch up off the pitch, and by getting the new ground, as much as it's going to be really devastating to leave Kenilworth Road, if we can get the new ground, new training ground being developed as well, it's really, really positive for the club going forward.
That does seem one of those teams, Forbes, doesn't it? Luton has kind of been stuck in time for quite a while, isn't it? It's almost been on pause.
Yeah, it has been on pause. And, you look at some of the things that have happened there. The club have gone down several leagues, and then all of a sudden, they've managed to end up in the Championship. So there has been certain things on pause. But it's now important that we look and we continue to build and develop and improve ourselves, playing against the likes of Norwich and other teams that are in the Championship, puts us in a really good position.
Yeah, and they've earned the right to be there in recent seasons as well. And they've started the season pretty well, Forbes, but they've kind of fell away the last few games.
Yeah, we've had a really good start to the season, and you look at, as I said, the teams we're competing with, we've done really well. I think the key thing is now we had a difficult result and a difficult performance against Cardiff at the weekend, but it's an opportunity to bounce straight back against this team tonight, against a strong Norwich team. We know what to expect with Norwich. We know they're going to pass and move the ball with quality, and it's going to be really intricate in the detail of their passing and their movement. But we've got to make sure we stay really tight, really narrow and compact to make it difficult for Norwich to play. And if we can do that and then get opportunities to break and counter-attack, hopefully there'll be some goals in this game for us today.
Yeah, fantastic. And just very quickly, Forbes, what is the long-term plans for Luton then? Is it consolidation in the Championship and then build from there and get the complex and get the facilities right? Because it's a difficult balance, isn't it? Putting all that money into the facilities and perhaps not so much into the team. It's a difficult balance to get right.
Yeah, it is. It's a case of, can we consolidate in the league? We did superbly to stay up last year. Can we now consolidate this year, stay in the league, and then progress to next year and see what happens? You look at the Championship, there's always that one team that you just never know can obviously break into the playoffs and the holy grail of the Premiership. But for us, it's can we consolidate, stay in the league for this season, and then see what happens next year.
Forbesy, top man, mate. Enjoy the game. We'll speak to you again at half-time. We will. He's gone. He's off already, mate. Look, Luton is a club, as we said, has kind of been in decline for many years. They've kind of found their way back and trying to consolidate themselves in the Championship now, whilst building this facility alongside it. It's really difficult for clubs now to become established, build the facilities, and still be competitive at the right level to be able to continue to progress. Yeah,
like you say, a few years back they were winning the cup finals and everything, and then they were competing at the top level. But like you say, then they started the downfall and the slide, and the stadium about it is in the middle of a housing estate, if I can remember right. It's very quirky to get to and whatever as well. So clubs, the fact is they've got a vision to say, right, listen, we need to leave this famous old ground. Yeah, it's our ground, but in order to kick on, to compete with the teams at higher levels, we need to do this. We need to sort of like double our crowds.
Yeah, no coincidence they've brought someone like Forbes in there, because his experience he has had in the Cat 1 academy, he's going to help them. He's going to be a vital part in their progression, because youth is such an important, in any football club, but someone like Luton at the moment, they need to produce those youngsters to be able to sell them, to fund the football club.
And Forbes is one of the best. You know what I mean? Speaking to him like the last few weeks when he was in here, whatever, just the job he does, the job he did here, you know what I mean? And he's just carried it on down there and whatever. Like, I think it's just a continuation. But that's Forbes' sort of like ability to go and sort of like see the top kids and nurture them into top quality players. And I would imagine he'd have something to do with the younger players involved in the squad today.
Yeah, as we're saying, the ones at Norwich, there's 5 youngsters on the bench against Coventry at the weekend. That's kind of what his job is to do, isn't it? Is to progress and get those kids pushing through. It must be a great kind of pat on the back for him to see the lads at Norwich, because he would, especially the under-23s, because he would have worked with them, particularly at Norwich.
Yeah, when they were youngsters, and like I say, he does such a fantastic job, and he sort of like does it in a quiet fashion as well. No one realises what he does and whatever like. But like I say, he will look at those substitutes on Norwich City's bench today and say to himself, and quite rightly so, patting himself on the back and said, I had a lot to do with their development, and I am over the moon, because that's the sort of like the person Forbes is. I'm over the moon that they're in the first team squad for Norwich now.
Yeah, and someone who has got another eye over them is David Wright, who joins us now. David, it must be, as we just said, hugely pleasing for you to see these lads pushing into that first team squad at such a young age, really.
Yeah, evening, mate. Yeah, it is. It's great. I mean, unfortunately, we've had quite a few injuries with some first team players, but with that comes opportunity, and we've got these 5 boys now have got an opportunity to be in front of Daniel day in, day out, and make a real impression on him.
Yeah, and that has a knock-on effect for you as well, because obviously those boys pushing them 23s going to the first team squad. I guess you then push those lads in the under-18s who are not too far into your squad as well, and maybe some even younger ones.
Yeah, I mean, that's the academy's job. We've got to produce players for the boss. So it's just that cycle. Them boys have now got an opportunity with the boss, and hopefully they take it. And then it's just the 18s move up, and the 16s move up into the 18s, and it's that constant cycle.
And you've got a big game coming up next week as well in the Cup, David. Just tell us about that.
Yeah, great opportunity. We've got MK Dons away in the last 32 of the EFL trophy. The boys have been excellent. We've been playing against, obviously, in the group stages, 3 men's team, and our performance level has been great. Once again, this is going to be a real test. Obviously, Russ is their gaffer, so he'll know us inside out, really. So it'll be another great test for the boys.
Yeah, and one thing they will get the benefit of, which they haven't had yet as youngsters, is playing in front of a bit of crowd, because there's going to be 2,000 there.
Yeah, I mean that'll be great. I mean the stadium, it's a lovely stadium. Plus, if we manage to get a couple of thousand in the stadium as well, once again, it's exposing the boys to them experiences, and then hopefully we react really well. And we have courage, and we're able to play the game that we want to play.
And how difficult it is for these lads? Like, I've moved into the first team squad now, to come out and like you made your debut. And you were telling me earlier you made your debut against Norwich for Crewe at Carrow Road in front of 27,000 people. So for these lads to be making their debuts now with no one in the stadium, is it almost like they're going to need another debut to see if they can handle that level and that responsibility in front of fans?
Yeah, I think that could be the case. I mean, walking out into an empty stadium's got a weird feeling about it. I mean, the stadiums will slowly fill up, so that they'll get a graduated look at what it's like. It wasn't like, I was fortunate enough just to walk straight out into a full stadium. It was like, wow, normally I was playing for the reserves in front of 3 men and a dog, and then all of a sudden you're at a big stadium like that. So yeah, I think it will. I agree with you there. I think it'll be like making their debut again.
Yeah, and they're not household names for Norwich fans, too many of these players that are on the bench tonight for them. But just give us a bit of a rundown of it, as you know them as lads, and their ability and what they can offer.
Yeah, well Tyrese and Tom are both number 9s, different number 9s. Tyrese is a powerful centre forward. He's a real runner, where Tom's more of a number 9 who wants to link play and is very technical, both feet. Both got really good scoring records this season. I think that's what obviously put them on the boss's radar. Both of them are in around a goal every 90 minutes, which is great. Then you've got Reece McClear, who's a centre midfield player. We bought Reece in probably about 18 months ago now. He's a footballing midfielder, comfortable on both feet. He's created a number of chances for the 23s. I think it's our highest with 11 through the midfield area. So he's a creative midfield player, possession based. And then Andrew Omobomodele, who's a centre half, who's been, since we've came back from lockdown, has just gone from strength to strength. Powerful, very, very quick. And all four of them, I think technically and tactically they're obviously good, but their attitude that's the thing. That I think that's what what they do on the pitch gets them in front of the boss. But then as soon as the boss sees them, he'll be looking at their personality and character and attitude. And I think that's the that's the one that allows them to kick on to the next level.
And just give us an idea, David, of once those lads step back into the under-23s, which inevitably they will do, how do they react to that? Because that's an important time then, isn't it? To realise what kind of attitude they've got. Do they think they've kind of made it already? Do they realise that the hard work has just begun? And that's where your role is important, to kind of keep them grounded.
Yeah, I think it'll be difficult, because you go over to the first team and you get a taste of that, and that's where they want to be. The 18s want to be in the 23s, the 23s want to be in the first team. That's the cycle we were talking about. But I think all four, like I say, are real good people, excellent attitudes, and they will find it slightly different. But we'll just obviously support them and get them going straight away. If they do manage to play for us Tuesday, then it's a great game for them. But yeah, at the moment they just need to concentrate on making sure they make a really good impression on the boss. And if they do get an opportunity in tonight's game, then they grasp it with both hands.
Top man, right? Thanks for joining us, and keep an eye on these boys tonight. Hopefully, you'll be proud by the end of the night with Fiona making a few appearances with a bit of luck. Top man, thanks, mate.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Cheers, mate. Bye bye.
I mean, you must get a sense of pride, mustn't you, as a coach, seeing that many lads pushing up the 23s? Because I think there's almost a little bit of a stigma around the 23s sometimes about, do they ever get the opportunity? Because a lot of the time they have to go out on loan, and Norwich have used the loan system really well to progress players to then come back into their first team. But these boys have kind of missed that. They've not done that. They've come straight into the squad.
Straight into the squad. With like the 23s, sort of like they say, there's a lack of competitiveness about the 20 other professionals, and there probably is against other professional clubs, because people don't want to get injured. There's no relegation, there's no promotion and whatever. And that's why I think the EFL trophy is really good, because I think the teams have played Newport away, top of the second division. They've played Cheltenham. Tough places to go. And Plymouth as well. They're good, solid second division teams and whatever, and they are men. So to go from the 23s to play in that environment and to do as well as they've done has been fantastic, and testament to people like him, that he's got them in the right frame of mind. Yeah. They're ready for it, and they're ready for it. They're ready to go to that next stage now. What they can do, like I say, is if you're involved in the first team as a squad member and as a sub, it's fantastic. What happens when the injuries start coming back? They go back into the 23s. Some might even go back into the 18s. That's when you see what character they are, which is another good thing for like a coach like David there. He can see their attitude. It's easy to get carried away in the first team, but when you start coming down and you have to do it, that's when managers look at you as well. Yeah,
we'll talk to someone now, Darren Huckerby, who's probably experienced that in his career as well at various times, Hucks. As a youngster coming through the system and get your opportunity in the first team and then having to step back out for a little while again, it's quite a difficult thing to do, isn't it? But it's, as rightly said there, it's not about their playing ability, it's about their attitude off the field that will actually make them succeed or not succeed.
Yeah, definitely. It's very difficult sometimes. You get a little sniff of it and you want it all the time, but especially with the case here, we're going to have probably 10, 11 players coming back who are Championship, Premier League quality players. So sometimes you just got to wind your neck in, get your head down and wait for your next chance.
And have they been lucky in a sense as well, because of the injuries that have come along, but with coronavirus going on as it has done, it's given them an opportunity they perhaps wouldn't have had this season?
Yeah, especially obviously because you've got young lads in front of you, Adam Ida, who's really just breaking into the first team himself. He's missed 12 weeks. Dowell's come in, only played a couple of games, he's missed that. So you get your chance, but it's a good chance for the manager to see you. And as long as you get on his radar, next time someone gets injured or someone's struggling with form, you'll be the first one in.
But it's also as well shown about not just on the field tonight, whether they get an opportunity or not. It's about how their attitude is when they go back into training, isn't it? Keeping that hunger, because I was the same, Rob been the same, you'd been the same. That's why you had the career you had. Is making sure that actually you wanted more of that, and you didn't think you'd made it. There wasn't an arrogance about you. You worked even harder.
No, it's just a great chance to be around the first team, because that's when you really find out about players. It's all right training with the 23s or playing 23 matches, but it's only when you actually get in the first team environment where you're up against proper players day in, day out, and obviously at weekends that you get to see whether you can thrive or even cope with that kind of environment. So it's good that the players, young players, have had a chance to join in with the first team, and hopefully a couple of them might be good enough to kick on.
Yeah, because they're players as well that perhaps might have gone out on loan, because we've used the loan system really well at Norwich with Neil Adams sending players out on loan, and it's had an amazing effect on players and resources at the football club. These lads haven't had the experience of that yet. So would you expect perhaps to see these boys maybe go out on loan next season?
I would probably see them even going out in January. If we've got like 5 or 6 players coming back and they're fully fit, ready to go, you'd expect 2 or 3 of the 23s to go out on loan. It just gives them more experience. 23 football is okay, but in the real world, it's only going out and playing men's teams, trying to play in League 2, League 1, even National League, just to get some kind of experience.
Yeah, and look, this is a time of year, Hux, where there's game after game after game. As it wasn't we played, but there's more this year because of the current situation. So what's it like as a player over Christmas period? It's not great, is it? We often moan about the Christmas period and not being able to celebrate with your family and the New Year as well. It really is a difficult time for footballers, and people probably don't appreciate that quite so much.
Yeah, it's a difficult time, but I used to love it. I used to love playing 23rd, 26th, 28th, 1st, 4th. Because that's what it used to be. When the FA Cup came around, I used to love it. I did, because I was thinking that the other players are going to be tired. Because it is a slog. Don't get me wrong, trying to play 5 games in 10 days, whatever it is very difficult. But as players, we all know what the Christmas period is like. It's for the fans, it's the best time of the year. Everyone's having a drink, everyone's enjoying themselves. But in football terms, there's no real Christmas. You just got to crack on.
And you weren't one of those players then, Hux, that timed his bookings right for the Christmas period. Did you know any of those players?
Oh, loads of times. Loads of people always got booked on the 22nd or sent off, and then they missed the 26th and 28th. Perfect timing. I bet Rob did. Rob got a red card at some time on the 22nd.
He's looking guilty. Thanks for joining us, mate. We'll speak to you at half-time.
See you in a bit.
See you, mate.
We'll have a look at the form guide now of Luton, see how they've been in recent weeks as well, and Norwich. And it's sort of been a comparison, really, because they haven't had a particularly good time in recent weeks. They had a good start to the season, and we can see now they've lots of draws and a loss in the last 4. They're still picking up points, and there's that. As a team of Luton stature, where they've come from the last few years, that's not a bad return, isn't it? You'd be relatively happy with that, because they had a period again where their manager left, they struggled again, and then the same managers come back and they've picked up again. Yeah, no, I know Nathan, and Nathan's got a really good reputation in the game. He went to Stoke, didn't do well there, came back to Luton, and they did well. He kept them up last year. But just looking at those scores there, they've only had like 3-4 games where they've got beat by a couple 2-0, 1 3-0, 1 4-0. All the rest are pretty close. Yeah. There's 1 goal in it, and it's a draw. Well, we've got to go, mate. The game's on. The players are out on the pitch. Enjoy the first half. We'll see you at half time.
Swimming at night, she's been calling to me. Hold my breath in the pool, but She been a